Highly. Uh, I just basically, like I told you before, I just see her as like kind of an associate or something. I don't know.
You guys are strained right now. Kind of.
She just, I don't really, she just, I don't really, if I didn't have to, I wouldn't talk to her at all. But I have to sort of survive. So I
have another friend like you.
I just do what I have to do to make nice. I'm I try to be a master diplomat basically when I'm talking with her. Let me see.
That's like Shayla never gets into politics or anything. But she's quiet. That's just her nature.
Yeah.
Not around me so much, but she never like stirs the pot. Me and Adrian are more outgoing, like talkative, and I'm shy around some people, but I kind of I'll get behind the pieces. I have a friend like you in that situation where she's disabled and can't drive, and she resents her mom. And I think she drinks though, because she put rants on, and she had traumatic brain injury. So when she's drinking a little bit, she posts these crazy things. But she needs her mom to help her.
Oh, okay.
But she resents her mom too.
Yeah.
And I used to be like that with my dad, because I did depend on him quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but then they get older and they're dying anyway, so it's like you don't want to spend the last amount of time they're here. You don't want to spend fighting with them over stupid shit that on TV,
Well, something my Ann said in one of those little talks, she said, like, try to imagine them as a little kid. And like,
okay, I think I need help now.
Okay.
But this is a new record, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good.
So.
Maybe that rest helps.
Yeah.
Especially if they had, like, hardships or anything. But, I try to think about that with my dad and think about, man, his life really was rough. And I better think about that before I say, but
I do too, and my mom's like doing a lot of evil shit. But I just think too, she was in a pretty fucked up situation with my dad. I think I'm.
Yeah, that must have been hard.
So, I don't know. Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, I know what you mean about that. I had that a little bit with Adrian's dad at one time.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
But,
I think of it like this, too, with my friend Lisa, which if you went to AA, I have a feeling you probably saw her at some point.
No, I know exactly who you're talking about. The one who's, she was like a blonde, fake blonde, but she was blonde.
Yeah.
No, and she was actually went to St. Charles Community College for a little bit.
Did she?
Yeah.
I didn't
and
that.
She was in AA.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because we were we weren't talking about you, but we just kind of recognized one time at the community college we were just kind of like, we just kind of acknowledged that we both knew you, that was but
not Lisa Foster though, right?
I don't know, the one that like
is she kind of short or
used
tall?
I think okay, look, I think she was kind of short.
Yeah, that's.
And she used to be like a stripper or something.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
I didn't realize she went to the community college. But she got married a few years ago, and
I think I'm going to be editing this first. I'm going to be editing this video a little bit.
I'm gonna what?
I'm gonna be editing this video
Oh,
a bit.
okay, I forgot about that.
No, that's cool.
I
No,
better not talk about her.
no.
Oh, they don't know what Lisa. I'll just say the point of the story is regarding your mom. She was so excited and had all these hopes and dreams, and it just like led to devastation. And I just think about that must be tough if somebody, because I never really went through that to the full extent of like marrying somebody, but that must be just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because she is really suffering right now. I mean, she's just really, and he ended up moving back here.
Okay,
And
who, Lisa?
Her ex-husband or whatever husband.
Oh, okay, no, she's suffering.
But
Okay.
she's still there, and it's just like her mom passed away when she was young. Her dad passed away a couple years ago. Her daughter's there though, and her daughter doesn't want to move back, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel bad because I know she was so hopeful at first. But, so maybe your mom was kind of like disappointed in life with her marriage.
No, I think that's I've done a lot of thinking about this. And that's what, yeah. She was stuck in the situation, basically. She did.
That could be something else too. In the church, if you get married, you're supposed to get annulled. Although your dad died, right? While they were still married?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's different then, so that's not a problem. Some people get remarried and they don't get their marriage annulled, and then they feel totally like rejected by the Catholic Church, and I don't think that's the point of it, is that they're trying to reject people. I think the idea is that they want to officially, because there's a legal marriage through the government, and then there's the church marriage. An annulment has nothing to do with the legal process in the government. It has to do with the church, and all it's saying is that this is null and void. And a lot of people are like, well, why should I go through this? And then they find out, then they feel sort of like, oh, well, I feel like I don't fit in or belong. And I think some of these things are, I mean, the Pope always is talking about different things that people, they still do in some countries, or just like the way they approach it or talk about it is driving people away and making them feel rejected, and that's not right. That's not the point of the church, you know?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be like a litmus test ahead of time to see if you're worthy or not, because none of us is worthy. We even say that every time before we receive communion. It's like, I am not worthy to receive you. None of us are. So, I don't know. I like Pope Francis' message, you know, that was something. He had this master of ceremony, this guy who traveled with him everywhere he was in charge of the liturgies, like the masses, how, you know, just whenever he would visit countries, or like he used, because I looked it up, I was like, where's Monsignor Marini? And I looked it up, and he got, after doing that for like 14 years or 17 years, something like that, the Pope made him bishop of Torino or some city in northern Italy, which is close to where he's from. So that maybe the Pope was like, I'm going to move him close to his parents, because maybe his parents were getting old and dying, and that would be nice to be close, who knows. But anyway, I was like, oh man, I'll miss that dude. He was so mellow, and just looking at him I felt peaceful. But anyway, I was reading, and they were asking him how he felt about Pope Francis, and he said, oh, he's a great man, and he said he does not want anyone left out. He is like he's really into this thing about don't be enclosed like you're some sort of special club or an echo chamber full of self-absorption, you know, like we should be out, like the peripheries, the people on the peripheries, and drawing people in, not trying to shut people out. Like denying Biden or these politicians' community. He's like, no, that's not how it is. You shouldn't judge that. Let it be between that person and God. And I see that exactly with that Monsignor, well, I guess he's a bishop now, said. That is totally Pope Francis. He's not just looking, he looks at his sheep as not just the Catholic people that go to Mass. He looks at actually the whole world as his flock and doesn't want anyone left behind or anyone to feel excluded. And I think that's important, especially in these times, because a lot of people feel like there's too many rules, it's too burdensome, it's too this, too that. And the Pope is always trying to make things more accessible. Like there was one time where if you weren't married, you couldn't get your kid baptized a long time ago. And he was always very much like, for, you know, we shouldn't be like that, not being judgmental. And I don't know. I just really like his, I hope he lives a long time. He's 85 years old. But I'm confident that whoever is Pope, that God's in control and will pick somebody good. But yeah,
how old
I would love to become.
How old is he now?
85.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he seems youthful and happy.
Yeah, I noticed he was limping a little bit, but
he has sciatica. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna. But aside from he was still moving around pretty good though.
He's I mean, the whole time too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I feel bad because I wonder if he's in pain, you know. But yeah, I've noticed that it's just kind of, and I think he only has one lung too. He had something when he was.
Oh wow. Well,
so people are like, how come he didn't wear a mask? Well, I think maybe it's hard for him to breathe. Plus, he's gotten all the shots, and they're distant.
Right.
And when he talks, you probably can't really hear him well, so I'm not going to make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You're not going to quit?
I'm not going to quit?
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Not on him.
All right.
Oh, this is where she was one of her best friends.
Oh, I
smell some good old wood.
Yeah, it smells nice.
It's quiet, it's peaceful. After Christmas, everyone's just sleeping.
Yep.
Kids are playing their new video games.
Yeah, I checked the weather just to make sure it wasn't going to rain, but it's not supposed to rain. So.
Is it supposed to coming up or something? Is it
not
get cold?
Well, not today. I just wanted to make sure because it was cloudy out.
Yeah.
So
It looked like it was going to rain.
Yeah.
Was it last night or the night before? And I don't know if it ever did.
It just said cloudy, so.
Yeah. I don't know, it seemed like when I looked ahead at the weather, it seems like eventually it's going to get cold, but it doesn't stay cold. It like goes up and down. And when I say cold, like still up in the 40s. So
oh, wow.
For the beginning of January, that's not bad at all.
Nope. Good old global warming.
Yeah. They say it's so gradual, it wouldn't affect us, but it will affect the coast. I know it affects some of the islands. And like, you know where Papua New Guinea is, and like the Samoan Islands, and kind of there where it's in between Hawaii and Australia. There's a lot of islands, and I heard one is just like a strip where you can walk across. It's almost as wide as an air. They have one airport to bring in food.
Yeah, I know there are a few islands like that are.
Yeah, they have an airplane landing, and it takes up the width.
Yeah, are they having to they're relocating like a couple of those islands, aren't they? Like they're trying to relocate the people.
I don't know, but I could see that happening. But it's because the water levels are going up from the...
Yeah, a few of those islands. Well, a few of those islands were pretty small to begin with. Yeah,
that's true.
So then
somebody said that, and this is someone that's more right-wing, where some of them deny it altogether. So I thought, well, at least this guy you know, he's not gonna, you know, be totally off the loop of science. But he said that there's global warming, but it's so little and gradual that he thinks they're making too much of a big deal about it.
Yeah.
But it depends where you live.
Yeah.
Because, you know, those buildings are sinking.
Yeah. Sitting here,
Florida,
yeah.
they said San Francisco, they measured how much it sinks. Because I guess the dirt in the earth gets wet.
Yeah.
And then it just, but you know those buildings that building that collapsed in Miami, I'm wondering, and they're probably wondering if it has to do with that, because they're right there. They were right there on the ocean. So
I thought there was some funny business going on though. Like, didn't it fail a couple inspections or something?
Yeah, that could be it too. It could be a combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like there was something shifty about that, about those.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember exactly, but I thought I heard something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. That could be true. I'm gonna put this jacket back.
There's funny business going on.
Yeah.
Monkey business.
It was probably the mafia paying off.
Well,
you hear about
if it's
that.
Miami, you know. So.
Yeah, and you hear about that, like when the inspectors would come to restaurants and they would just say, "Here's some money," and make us have like the highest rating.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I would think those nice restaurants that they would be.
Yeah, I mean that's a common racket, or at least that's what I hear about. You always hear stories about that.
Yeah.
Different inspectors will just take a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
Pretend
well, even the unions, St. Louis. If you go on Wikipedia, you can look up St. Louis mob, and it goes all the way up to the present. And
oh, really? I didn't even...
Yeah, and like the late 70s and early 80s, it was all labor union stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's kind of weird, because labor unions started off as something good, like for the worker. Like the workers thing. And then you're like, man, that's kind of sad. They're stealing all that money.
Yep. There's a big front for the mafia.
People that had those last names, and I don't know if they're related, but some of them I know they were, because if you go on, look up I don't know why I was studying this for a while. It's kind of stupid.
It's interesting.
It's interesting. But, you know, find a grave, you can put in a name. And so I found some of these, like, they weren't all Italian too. They were like Lebanese, American, and Syrian. I didn't know there were Syrians that came to St. Louis in the 1800s.
Oh, really?
But the ones that were kind of crazy were the Lebanese ones.
Okay.
But anyway, so I looked them up, and they list sometimes in Find a Grave who their sons and grandkids are and all this.
Yeah,
so I looked them up on Facebook, and they were there, and it was kind of creepy because some of them worked for the labor unions, and that's what they got in trouble for. But it was pretty bad, because do you remember the car bomb and the 82 and all that?
The Leisure Brothers.
Yeah, the Leisures and the Michaels. Yeah, that was them. Yeah.
Blowing each other up. Yeah, that was pretty wild. Oh.
I think that was like as bad as it got, and now it's just sort of like these people that the brother and sister and another brother that they owned the St. Louis Social Club, but they were able to do things to get by, like with body paint and stuff like that, and they tried to get around the rules.
Yeah, Frenchtown, Blanchette Park. Blanchette Landing, Katy Trail. So wow, this Bishop Greenway.
Yeah. I wonder if we ever got any bats. I'm gonna have to look up there.
Oh yeah, I was wanting to look that up on the internet too, just to see bat house. Was this Fox Hill Park?
You could
or
put in
Bishop Greenway?
St. Charles County Boy Scouts. And then
Bat House.
See if and then go on Facebook, and then their page, and then they might have like pictures of it. Or you could put that and then bat house on all posts and look it up.
Yeah.
I just wonder
You would
how the bats know to clean them. Like, I mean, maybe it takes a while. I'll tell you, it's kind of creepy going right under it. But I'm curious.
Look at the lake.
I can't tell unless they're in the corner. Oh, well, maybe it takes a while. I guess it's the thought that counts. Yeah, I used to see bats a lot more when I was a kid. I don't really see much anymore. I'm
yeah,
sure they're
well,
out here somewhere.
seems like, don't they? I mean, they usually come out more at night, though, don't they?
Yeah, because we
like,
used to play outside in the at night.
And
more
you
in
guys,
the street lights.
you guys
They would
were
go
back. You guys were back further too, like
by the
sort of.
woods and
Yeah, that's more back by the river and the woods.
Man, we used to have toads everywhere too. Toads.
Yeah.
Constantly. And we would play outside and there was a street light right up.
Because I mean, over there on Jan, I don't remember seeing any bats.
You do or don't?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking you guys might have been closer to like a bat cave.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of woods. It's a neighborhood now that we used to call it trails, and it was just kind of like no one's property, really. I don't think so. It was just like land. There was a farm over there, so maybe it was part of theirs. I'm not sure, but yeah, I have some good childhood memories. Did you guys have Pong and Atari and all that?
Oh yeah.
Because I remember even when we got those, we didn't play them all the time. We still went outside and stuff.
Yeah. My cousin did. We didn't really get anything until I ended up getting in television. That's what it was.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why my dad chose to get that one. But
what was it called?
In television.
I never even heard of it.
I know.
I remember Sega. We never had that one. Or was that one? Or is that a game? I don't know.
No. I think it's like it was like a home. I think it was like a unit. You know, kind of like Atari or.
But I remember us playing it, but I don't remember it being like a big deal like it is now.
Yeah.
But see, the graphics and everything was so much better now. So I guess back then it was kind of like, how long can you sit there and play Pong? And there's no story to get crazy over. But I'm kind of glad though because we spent more time outside.
Yeah.
But we would play kickball in the street. I don't think anyone would let their kids do that now.
Yeah. The people have grown soft and weak.
Do you remember the A&W that is by where the old Target was? I guess it's like a second-hand computer store now.
Yeah.
You remember that A&W?
I don't remember the A&W being there, but I remember. Oh yeah. But yeah.
How old? Oh, you were in 5th grade when you moved. Do you remember Burger Chef and like the Ben Franklin store and that like St. Charles Plaza?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Ben Franklin. We used to even get our Halloween costumes there.
Yeah, we used to go there a lot. My mom was kind of like into crafts and stuff.
They had everything, and it was all.
I think a lot of people in the 70s were kind of into crafts and stuff.
Well, it was cheaper to. Now it costs more, but back then my mom used to make our clothes or my clothes.
Yeah.
And my mom sewed and had a sewing machine, but now like clothes are so cheap at like Walmart that it actually costs more to buy the materials. And I think, like, my mom was a stay-at-home mom until I was in kindergarten or first grade, so she had time to do that. But now a lot of moms work, and they probably don't have time.
No,
there was other stuff like embroidery, like where they would just like make little pictures and hang up.
Yeah, my mom would do that. Like I remember she would make clothes, and they would like you could buy like those patterns or whatever, and just kind of whip them up on your sewing machine.
Yeah.
And that and those blankets with what do you do that with? Like with yarn? Is that called macrame?
Oh yeah.
When you do it like with yarn.
That's so 70s.
Yeah.
And it'd be like orange and sort of like a brownish yellow.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
She made a lot of those blankets.
I was looking at like retro Christmas pictures on Facebook and on just like regular internet where you just type it in.
Yeah.
And it was so funny looking at like the living rooms and like I posted some pictures of our Christmas in 1971. And it's so hilarious. The TV set was like this big.
71? Like, well, you were just like a baby, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just turned 1.
Okay.
Because I was born on December 20th. So I was like a year old, barely. And then, so your birthday's coming up now soon.
Yep.
Like 3 days or something.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh wow. Does your mom, like, did she bring you anything for Christmas or?
Yeah. Actually, I got a new microwave.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that really.
Does your sister get you anything or send a card or anything?
No, but that's
just how you guys are. Right?
And it's actually it's more me than it is her. Because I just don't want to have anything to do with them.
Yeah.
I mean, but she's.
What is it?
And so really, yeah, I guess she's just kind of respecting my space or whatever. But I don't know what I'm gonna do about that situation, Laura.
What's that?
I said I don't know what I'm gonna do about that situation, but I
gotta let it right out. You know, maybe she'll chill out.
Well, it's not.
Oh yeah, we're going this way. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
People have.
I don't know. My aunt said.
I feel sorry for instead of resenting Michelle.
Well, just like my dad,
I'm starting to feel more sorry for her than resentful because I think it helps when you know, and this is just the ego thing on my part. Like I said before, when you know your family realizes what's going on and they know it's not just you or it's in your imagination, then you don't feel so defensive, and then I can just relax and step back and what's wrong with her that she has to be like that?
Well, no, she kind of like made it known through my mom that she doesn't just think I'm crazy. That a lot of bad shit did happen, and she's getting therapy now because of it. But still, and she's even like apologized through my mom. But I'm just scared, man. To be honest, that's what it is. It's fear. I don't want to get. I don't know. They scare. They just scare the shit out of me. To be quite honest, it's just I don't.
Yeah, you're not obligated.
Like I'm just afraid. I'll start whatever. That
like
they're
doing good right
they're gonna
now,
start.
You don't want something messing with you. I understand.
They're gonna start treating me like I'm the crazy, fucked up one again.
Yeah.
And it was just the same way with my dad. Like he would apologize and try to get. I don't know. They would always just try. I would try to leave, and then they would suck me back in, and
they wanted someone as a punching bag.
And it was horrible. I mean,
I went through that. It's better now, but I used to leave. I would leave almost every family get together, yelling and storm off in the car, and it was bad. But I felt like they were, well, not everyone, but my dad would always just like humiliate me too and talk about like stuff from my past and like in front of all these people. Like my niece used to have her boyfriend over, and there'd be people that I didn't know as well whenever, like,
exactly,
you know,
yeah.
and I'm just like, what are you saying all this?
Yeah, why would I? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Why would
He's gotten better because I started addressing it, and then one year I brought a friend with me, and I said, and then the next family get together, I said, oh, I wish I would have brought Tim. He's my bodyguard, or my protector. And he was like, what? And I said, yeah, he's there so that, you know, you'll be on your best behavior, because it's like he's going to try to act nicer to me if I have someone there. And he kind of realized that, and it was partially not true, honestly. Tim called, and it was Thanksgiving, and he didn't have anywhere to go. So, but I said later, oh, that worked out good because everybody was nicer to me.
Yeah.
But so ever since then, I think my dad realized, and then I'll say, oh, are you gonna start picking on me again? And I say it kind of joking, but he's really gotten better. Plus, I mean, if you think that you're dying, don't you think you start to think, maybe I should be nicer to people?
Yeah.
But no, we're doing. I felt like we had a good Christmas. It was
that's good
vibes, and I didn't let things rattle me. It was pretty good. It's definitely better now than it used to be. But I owe it to the 5 spiritualities, really.
Yeah.
I think it's a lifesaver for me. It really helps me deal with difficult people. And, you know, because I feel like sometimes people, when they see someone that's happy, it upsets them. And they don't they want you to be miserable because they are. And then other times, I don't think it's that so much, is that they know there's problems in the family, and to make them feel better, and they might even believe it. I think we talked about this. If they can have someone to blame that caused the problems, then it makes them feel like, well, we're normal. Everyone else is normal. It's your fault. But they don't, you know, it's almost like a self-preservation mechanism or ego. But I think now everyone realizes, well, because I didn't stay in that. I didn't stay in the messed up one. I got better, and then they're like, oh, at first it was almost like some of them, well, one person didn't want me to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy, but subconsciously it's better to have someone screwed up, because then you can say, oh, it's their fault, we have problems, they caused it all the stress, whatever, but we're perfectly fine. And then you start to get better, and they realize, oh, well, we're pretty screwed up still.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're doing good. Like, I feel like I'm doing pretty good.
Whew.
You feeling it? Hello?
Yeah.
I bet.
But I'm still
maybe you don't get enough carbs too. Do you ever wonder about that?
Oh yeah. No, that's definitely true. I could probably, it would probably boost my performance a little bit, but
I remember,
actually a lot.
I don't know if it was someone that used to run marathons or it was a bodybuilder. It might have been like a runner, probably more like a runner, because bodybuilders seem to be more into like being cut, so they have to keep their body weight down.
Right.
But it was a runner. They would eat carbs, a lot of carbs before running for the endurance. Yeah. And then afterwards, they would consume a lot of protein, because the protein rebuilds the muscles.
Okay.
So that was something too, you know. But I have no problem getting carbs in. You need help?
Yeah.
This is pretty steep.
Yeah. No, I was still getting a little poop back there, but I still like making improvements though.
Well, I think you went up higher this hill right here than last time. And this one's pretty hard. I mean,
Yeah.
this is Fox Hill. You think it's flat until you start walking up and you're like, oh yeah, this is not flat at all.
Yep. No, I'm getting a little bit better every time. And like I said, coming up that hill out of the apartment complex, I did pretty good.
Yeah.
That was the farthest that was a new record since I started doing this again.
Well, I have to work harder on my weight because I noticed that I felt like my clothes was feeling tight, and I was constipated too though, so that was part of it. But I weighed myself and I gained like 7 pounds.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
I gotta start working on, paying attention more. Stay busy on projects. Because then it makes me not think about food.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Boy, it's so quiet out today.
I know. It's kind of a creepy vibe.
Well, I kind of like it. It reminds me when I was little, like the day after Christmas, everyone's like playing with their new toys and just kind of exciting, I guess. Because back then, when it was usually cold at Christmas, you didn't go outside and play as much. Ooh, I'm feeling it. It's a good workout.
Feeling the burn.
Yep, that's good.
Look, they got a little bench and a table right there on the corner.
I
wonder.
Cute.
Well,
yeah, I need to start doing more of my leg exercises at home.
well, I'm glad I got you out of here then, Laura.
Yeah. Me too.
Gotta keep you in shape. You gotta give me guidance. I need my guidance counselor.
No, you keep me too motivated.
Okay. I think. Let me see.
If not, it's okay. You want me to give a little?
No, I think I might go slow, but I think I got it.
I wonder what happened to, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was wondering how she was handling that, Shayla going to private school. Yeah, but
Well,
cause I just this.
there were some really sweet kids too. I mean, it only takes one or two, and it's like a small town.
Yeah.
And there's
that's
a
true.
lot of people that are related, like, like the cousins go there, or, and then
Yeah,
the school's small, so,
it's very
and you
clear.
have all these brothers and sisters, so the teacher had this kid's brother and sister, another brother, and,
Very cliquish.
well, not everyone is. There's some really nice people too. I should give it, actually, I think some of the nicest people and like unjudgmental people were parents I met there too. Like,
Oh, okay.
you get a lot. I would say the main difference is you don't have broken families. Like at Orchard Farm, almost everybody, not everybody, but almost all of Shayla's friends, a lot of them, it's a lot more common, and like, I don't know, she definitely had more confidence. But I homeschooled
Oh.
her for 2 years because she really freaked out that school got to be so hard. And I remember
that's
going to
cool.
open night or open house, and the one teacher was talking about essays and reports and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was talking about all this stuff and had this handout. And I was like thinking, I went to college 3 years and I never had to do all this.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, this is hard. And
Yeah.
I was freaking out. And then a couple days later, Shayla came home and I said something and I was kind of crabby. I don't know what it was. And she just broke down and started crying and grabbed a hold of me. And I'm like, what the heck is going on with this school? And I had remembered I would help out every now and then. Like, parents volunteer a lot there too. Like in the kitchen, at lunch, or recess. And I remember some people saying, yeah, my daughter's going to public school because it's just too hard here. And this other girl said, a different lady said, I'm not trying to make my kid go to Harvard. I just want them to go to Catholic school and, you know, be able to go to Mass and pray and stuff. And so she was alluding to the academics and stuff.
Yeah.
And when I tried to talk to the principal about it, she was horrified. I said, let's face it, an average kid could not get by here. And she was so upset. She thought, oh, that's so sad, you know, because her idea is like a saintly thing, like educating the children and bringing the love of God, which they do, but but it's also very stressful.
Yeah.
And so I just, at the drop of a hat, I said, that's it, I'm going to homeschool you. And my parents, everyone was freaking out at first, so I called the state of Missouri and they said, well, first I looked on the internet and they said Missouri has the most liberal laws for homeschooling.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, they said all you had to do is write down and keep her school stuff and that somebody will check, and all you have to do is write something down, a letter, and bring it to the treasurer. I didn't even have to talk to him. I went down to City Hall on 2nd Street, turned in this letter. They never contacted me. They never came to look at her schoolwork, nothing. And I found this thing that was really cool. The lady was actually from England.
Yeah.
But she had a whole syllabus for every day for like 4 years or something. And you could pick the grade and it had links with videos. And she had the best stuff like Khan Academy. And so even if you don't know how to do something, it had it all there. And it was so great. And it was just like a gift from God.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. It was kind of difficult. Part of that time I didn't have a car, so we couldn't get out much, but we would ride the bus, and I would walk a lot, and Shayla wasn't used to it. But at the time, you know, we'd sometimes fight and stuff about it. But the thing is, a lot of school time is riding the bus, getting off the bus, going between classes. You know, it takes a lot longer when you have lots of people. If you're homeschooling, you can get it all done in like 4 hours. So, and then we kept busy made sure she still did activities with people, like through the Boys and Girls Club. She still did some things. Like I made sure she hung out with Jillian and friends. Yeah. And it seemed like they had classes at Blanchette Park, like different things like art and she did these different things, so she was socializing. But I really thought it was fun. I wish I could do it over, and you know, like I think she would have appreciated it more. Yeah. But by the time it was time for high school, she was ready though, and she did great in high school. She got really good grades. I was afraid about math because I'm not good at math. She did the Khan Academy, and some things my dad helped her with. She scored so high in the math test. Oh, that's good. She ended up being so good at math. Like when I would go to the parent-teacher conferences, the teacher would be like, I just love Shayla. She's like, And she showed me her test, 100%. 100%.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, she's always so organized. And I said, I never see her studying or doing anything at home with math. I said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But it turned out she is really good at math, like algebra.
Oh, wow.
She took algebra 1, algebra 2. She didn't have to take any. She took college algebra all in high school. She didn't have to take any math if she didn't want to at college, because she took everything that you have to have unless you become like a mathematician.
Yeah.
So it was so funny, and she was doing so good. I thought, wow, what they say about homeschooling is true. Your kid can actually go way farther.
Yeah.
Because you know what they need help with. You know what they're struggling on. You know what they understand. So
and they're
just and work.
And just the fact that their parent is paying attention to them.
Yeah.
Actually gives a shit about them. I think.
Well, I think
probably helps them out. It probably helps.
I get disability, so I'm at home. It's not like a lot of people can't do it and that, but I just think it's not like, I think about kids who are a little awkward or might be bullied, or even if they're not bullied, they just feel like they don't fit in. In some places, school is hard. Like Foxville, the bus was crazy, so we started taking her to school, but it was just, some of the kids at Foxville, they really have a lot on their plate. There's a lot of stuff they see, things go on.
Oh, yeah.
And, but some places, your kid, you've been a parent, maybe you were overprotective, and they're so sensitive. I think homeschooling is so awesome because you can keep them, you can choose activities for them to do, like Boy Scouts or classes, instead of them just hanging out with the thugs on the street corner or whatever.
Right.
But when they're little, or even all the way through, and then some people that homeschool, they have lots of kids, so they're socializing. And the kids have all different kind of personalities, and they still have people in their neighborhoods. I think people that haven't homeschooled, they judge it by how they think it is.
Yeah.
But it's really not like that. And some of those huge families that homeschool, they're also really into church.
Yeah.
And their church has stuff all the time. So they know those people. And it's like, if you think about it, a school is an institution.
Yeah.
You have really cool teachers sometimes. They make friends and all this, but in the end, it's an institution. And it's kind of like, would you rather, if you got along with your parents and loved them, then be able to stay in their home and you could come and take care of them, or would you rather put them in a nursing home? I think it's kind of like that. And some people, I think nursing homes, the ones that are nice nursing homes, are good for those old people that are alone and they never get out. They don't see anyone.
They're at least
they eat
around
terrible
people.
Because, like the men, they never learn. They don't cook, so they just eat candy bars or something.
Yeah.
And I think those people sometimes they flourish because all of a sudden they have all these friends.
Yep.
And all this, but on the other side of it, like where my grandma went, they stole everything from her. They even stole her teeth.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. She went through a terrible one. It was just horrible. But, I don't know. I kind of think it's kind of similar to that. Not exactly, but when she was a teenager, she was ready for it. And I think high school is different. I think middle school is more of an awkward period.
So what high school did you go to?
Orchard Farm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where all the kids at Fox Hill go.
Okay.
And it was actually, it's a nice school. I like Orchard Farm. I think it's better than going to like High or West.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a folksy school. It's getting big because of the new neighborhoods, but still it's kind of folksy. But she did really good. She did really good in high school. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
proud
good.
of her. But now I worry about her. She doesn't want to work.
Huh.
She got a job at a Halloween store, and I think she deliberately got that because she just wanted to test out the waters.
Yeah.
And she did really good, so I was relieved to know that she can handle criticism, she can handle rude customers, because I always think she's too sensitive.
Yeah.
But she did it. But then she got her checks, and she was making money for a while, and then she got the checks, and it's like, as long as she has money in the bank, she's not gonna work unless it's a job that she would do, something she would do anyway, which is hard to find and very rare. But you know, so I do kind of worry, but I know at least that she can get a job. And now she has something to put on a resume other than all the volunteer. That was something else we did when we homeschooled. We did a lot of volunteer work. We did a lot of stuff, and I was like, well, part of it was because I thought she was going to get confirmed.
Oh, okay.
And confirmation, you have to do service work.
Yeah,
But also, we just did it because I wanted to teach her that, and she seemed like she liked to do it, and it got her around people. And then I said, you know what?
I think I'm good here.
Okay.
I think.
I said, Shayla, put all that down. If you add up all the years, you have hundreds of hours, hundreds and hundreds. I said, put it all down. Put, you know, how many years from what year to what year. And even if it's volunteer, it doesn't matter, because it shows that you can do a job, that you can be reliable, and you show up. And her boss, me and Adrian came in, she goes, I just love Shayla. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, people don't show up, and you call her and she shows right up.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a really good worker and loyal, but I figure she's not dumb, and she likes to do stuff. And when she doesn't have money, she knows I'm not going to give her money. I'm not going to enable her.
Yeah.
So she knows she's going to have to get a job. And they're hiring everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You can get a job anywhere right now.
I think I'm good.
So I'm not going to worry about it. She's pretty clever. Man, she should be an accountant though. Because my cousin and my uncle are really good at math. My dad is too, but they got into accounting and they made, well, he's retired now, but he was working a few hours.
They make good money.
Oh, he worked for May Company. They own Famous Bar.
Yeah.
Everything. And you're pretty good at math if a Jewish company hires you and you're not Jewish. Because Jewish people are known for being good accountants.
Yeah.
And they hire you. It's like, my uncle is really good at that. And I was thinking, Shayla, you're good at math. A lot of people aren't, especially girls.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, because now it's politically correct. You have to have so many girls at this and that job.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, man, you don't have to live for your job. Your job doesn't have to be like you're a rock star or something, or a piano player at a club. You know, you can do that for fun, for hobby. But man, you get a good job, you're set for life. My uncle had a huge, now he's older and he lives in a condo, but he had a huge house in Webster Groves.
Oh, wow.
You know, and you're like off on the weekends. It's just a regular 9 to 5. It's just probably really good benefits.
Yeah.
And I was like, Shayla, but she does what she wants to do.
Yeah. She'll be alright.
Yeah, I think so. She's pretty smart.
Okay.
She's not dumb. She'll figure it out.
Can you grab my chair, please?
Honestly, I said Shayla because I was kind of crabby to her, and I'll say, look, Shayla, I'll be honest with you.
And can you just grab on the chair like the whole way down?
Yeah.
Please.
I was like, Shayla, when I was your age, if I had money, I wouldn't have worked either. I'll just be honest with you.
Yeah.
And that made her so relieved because I think she thought I was like judging her, and she felt bad about herself because she was like, her friends have jobs.
That's good. I'm good.
Okay. And I said, look, it's not your fault too. And then my dad would pay her $60 just to cut the grass.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. And I'm like, I didn't know he was paying all that. I said, you shouldn't take money. And she's like, I try not to. Someone's smoking weed. Smell it?
No, my nose is. No, I can't smell anything.
I'm not surprised anymore. I smell weed a lot at Costco.
No,
it's just a normal smell. Actually, I smell it a lot of places in St. Charles.
Yeah.
A lot of people have their cards.
I can't smell anything. Oh well.
You're not missing anything. It smells like a skunk.
Oh.
That was pretty bliss. That was nice.
Yes.
It was good. Get those endorphins. Just put this back in here.
No. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Should I leave it up?
No, you can just put it back there. Oh. Well, man. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of moisture on the.
You know, I